Thanks for coming back to our channel, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe our videos for more, and also turn on that post notification so you know when we post our next video. We're going to be trying to upload a lot of videos. Today we are going to learn how to put a decal onto a onesie and create the decal. We are going to be creating Minnie Mouse, and we're going to show you step by step how you do that. Keep watching. Don't forget also to check out our Facebook page for more products that we've made at Unique Garb by Gab. Alright guys, so we are on Cricut Design Space and we already have the decal made. So what we need to do is make sure that all of our pieces are separated by color. In this decal we have a few things that are layered to the top, so they'll have to be printed out separately. So we're going to go ahead and separate them out. Let's go ahead and zoom out a little bit so we can see. So I want to select everything, and I have it at about a 5x6 decal because we're going to be using about a 0 to 3 or a preemie newborn type of onesie. So we want to go ahead and I want to pull each piece out to show you how it's going to cut out. So we have just the eyes and the nose and the mouth. We have the inside of the mouth. We have his face, white eyes. We also have the white dots on. We have the bow, and final, the back piece. This is Minnie Mouse, but you can make Mickey Mouse. It's not hard. So now all we have to do, because we have all the image, we just need to go right up here to make it. It's going to separate our pieces into 4 different colors, or 5 different colors. So we're going to have to load 5 different mats. These do have to be mirrored since we will be using heat transfer vinyl, so we need to mirror every image. Okay, and now we can go and hit continue. Our machine has now been turned on, so it is connecting to Bluetooth. And then next we'll just have to add the vinyl to our mats and load the mats. Just like normal, we are going to load the mat by pushing the load button. Next we're going to be hitting the Cricut button to begin printing. As your Cricut is cutting, it will show you the percent of it done on your computer screen. Okay, now that we have one paper completely finished, we're going to go ahead and cut this out while the other mats are finishing. So I'm just going to cut around so I use waste less vinyl, and finish cutting that out. Okay, once I get that finished cutting out, I'm going to set my vinyl aside. And now I'm just going to begin by weeding the vinyl. And I'm just going to pull all that off, make sure that I keep all my dots. And there's my eyes. Then I'm going to move on to my next piece. As the next piece finishes cutting out, we're going to go ahead and pull out the black. It's just gonna, ooh, I just ripped that. It's just gonna keep pulling. You want to kind of be gentle with it in a way, that way you don't rip your vinyl, and you're just gonna continue ripping. Make sure you get all your eyelashes and that his mouth comes out nice. And then you can throw away the extra vinyl that you pulled off. And there's his face and the back part of it, and you're just going to set it aside also. Okay, as the last piece is cutting, we're going to go ahead and weed this pink out. And throw it away and set that aside also, you don't need it. And this little red piece. It's been a little challenging. And it sounds like our last piece is finished. So put that aside too. Our last piece is finished, so we just need to begin to weed it. pretty pink that I chose for her. So it's a little stubborn to get out. And as you can see, I ripped the vinyl, so I'm going to have to go back in here and pull out these pieces that I accidentally missed because I ripped it. And once I set those aside, it's ready to put it on the onesie. So now that we've got all of our pieces, we just need to cut the pieces out that are together. So like this is going to be a pretty close cut. So we're going to go ahead and cut easily around those. And we're just going to put everything together. That way we know what it kind of will look like before we put it on our onesie. So we have all our pieces. So this is our back, this is the background piece. Then our little face and our bow is going to go in first. We're going to go ahead and put our bow on. So you kind of want to have like a little bit of the black on the background. You can see. That looks good. Use our face. Leave a little bit. The face and the bow do touch though. So we get that nice and aligned up. That looks really good, except it's a little off. And you can align this as many times just so you kind of have a hint of what the shirt will look like. Because this helps me a lot actually, because you can't continuously redo it once you are putting it on the shirt because it will stick. So this is your time to make sure everything fits and aligns correctly before you put it on the shirt. The eyes, I think, are the easiest part to put on, and so isn't the lips or like the little mouth. This I sometimes find very difficult too. Because when I created this, I made it so all these dots fit a certain way. Okay. Alright, now we just need to align this side over here. And there we go. That's what... Hold on, let me zoom you out real quick. That is what our Minnie's gonna look like when we put it on our shirt. Alright, this is what the final product will look like, but we have to separate the layers again to use the heat press. Let's move to the heat press. Okay guys, I know some of you are not going to have a heat press at home, but it's always a great investment. We have to wait till the heat press warms up to about 320 to start pressing the actual vinyl, but we want to go ahead and warm our shirt up, so I'm going to go ahead and press that for like 10 seconds. So we only press that for about 10 seconds, only because we just want to get this hot. Now that we've got it hot, it's kind of wrinkly still, but we've got to warm underneath. And that's when we will add our black vinyl onto it. And once my heat press warms up to about 320, we'll go ahead and press this on for 20 seconds because it is the bottom layer. We're going to go ahead and press our first layer for 20 seconds. Alright, now that it's been about 20 seconds, we're going to raise it up really easy and pull it off. Then we're able to pull our deck out. And this pull off pretty easy. And now it's a little warm, so we just need to let that cool for like a few seconds while we grab our bow, which goes on next. We want to make sure that it's got no dust, nothing on it. We're going to line our bow up with it. Back it off from the black, just like we did before the shirt. Put that on there. You're only going to leave this on for like 5 to 10 seconds. Alright. And that should heat the bow up plenty. Then we're just going to pull that off, just like we did the last one. Then we're going to put the face on. Make sure that you have all the other pieces taken off, so that, because you can't put them all on at the same time. Make sure we line this up. And that will begin clicking. My heat press will. Only because it's telling me that it's hot enough to start pressing. Alright, and just like the bow, a few seconds. And then pull it up. And that got a little stuck because we left it on a little longer. Just want to make sure it's flat before we pull it off. It's got a few little air bubbles in it, but those will come out over time with as many presses. Now we're going to add on the face, the actual part of the face, his mouth and eyes and nose. Oops. Make sure everything is flat. Oops, let's pull this back a little bit. Press for a few seconds. And then we'll be ready for his mouth and eyes. We can do those all at the same time because they're in different spots. Our bubbles have already disappeared. As you can see, we're going to put his mouth on. And sometimes if your vinyl is too hot, you have to wait a few seconds before applying, because it'll eventually stick just like that one did, because the vinyl is really hot. This will probably stick if we just push it down a little bit. It's not quite hot enough, but pretty close. So just tap it real quick. And we need to be careful to let our vinyl cool off, because we do not want it to get too hot. Because if it gets too hot, then it will begin to wrinkle. So we're going to let that cool off for a few seconds, because we are at 360 degrees. So we're going to let that cool off. And last but not least, we have our polka dots to add something. These seem to be the hardest to layer, guys. That's still not layered right. Hopefully it doesn't stick. Sometimes it's easier not to do it all on the heat press. And I probably, no, I have it right. It's just about the angle being turned. You can put registering marks on it. We're just going to pull these ones off. Having a hard time getting them to stay where they need to go. So I'm just going to pull that off. It's not going to really hurt my project a lot. And for our final press, we're just going to press that out a little bit. Press it down. And it's only going to be a few seconds. And pull that off. It looks great, guys.